Hello, this is David from the Bookman in Orange, California, with my weekly segment on things found in books. And I have 4 items for you today. And the first item, I don't know if it really qualifies with my things found in books, but I did find it in a box of books. And I found it interesting because it sheds light on something that I wasn't aware of. It's called My Senior Album, and it's from 1955. It's a 1955 senior album. Now I'm used to albums with pictures, and at the end of the year, people would sign their pictures in the album and stuff like that. This doesn't have any of that. It does have some names in there, but what it is mainly built upon, or what the crux of it is are these cards. It's filled with calling cards. Little calling cards. Everybody would guess have a calling card made, and as you met your fellow students at the end of the year, you'd give them a card and they would put it in the album, and she literally filled the album with cards. Just they're falling out. Page after page of cards. They keep falling out. Not all of them were mounted, as you can see. And in the book itself, it has no indication of what school this is from. There's no saying what high school it is or anything. However, someone did write in there, well, after Roosevelt High, we'll get together. So I did a little internet research, and with Roosevelt High and a couple of the names, I was able to discover that this was from the Roosevelt High in Fresno, California, from 1955, a book of calling cards. And again, I had never heard of that. Other people out there might say, oh, yeah, we did that all the time. We always just gave out calling cards at the end of the year. Well, it's a new one on me. So I found that interesting, and I'm happy to share it here with you today. And the next item is called Indian and White in the Northwest. It was written in 1922. It's a Western Americana book, basically about Montana. It's about the Catholic priest who went to Montana and established a church. You can see a little church on the cover there. And but what's interesting inside the book are these many newspaper articles glued into the book itself, just page after page. Now, this gentleman here is the author of the book. It's Reverend Father Palladino. And it says here, Reverend Palladino is summoned by death. So death summoned Reverend Palladino. And there's articles in there about him, about how he was an early pioneer in the Montana settlement, and his work with the Native Americans there. Also in the book are other related articles. Here's one on the Louise Finley, oldest of the Flathead Indian tribe, dies at home in the valley. And on the back, there's like, as I said, there's articles. The articles are actually quite fascinating, and they do shed a lot of light on the time. And back here, right there, is the church. It's called Montana's Oldest Church, Still Standing, and may be visited by pioneers during the convention week. And that is from 1965, actually. And there's an old apple tree that was planted by one of the fathers that's over 100 years old and still producing apples. Now, this church is still there today. Doing a little Google research, I discovered that it's a monument in Stevensville, Montana. And this book is all about details, the whole history of that Montana area, the Native Americans, and the Catholic Church. And then I have this an old sweetheart of mine by James Whitcomb Riley, an old-fashioned poet that was very popular in his day, and it's actually quite remarkable. Not remarkable. It's quite a clean, sweet copy of this book here. I believe this one here is illustrated by Christie, Howard Chandler Christie, which is a very famous illustrator of his days as well. So it's a nice little book. In the book was a Christmas card. Now, the book is from 1902, and the Christmas card, you can tell, is not that old. However, it does look like it's from the 40s. And you can tell it's been in this book. It's got it's made a spot where it's sat in this book for quite a few years. So maybe someone got this book for Christmas as a used book in the 40s or 30s or 20s. I don't know. There's no date on the card, but it's a cute little card. It's adorable. It just says, "To say hello and a happy day for Christmas, Laura." And that's basically all you got. There's nothing on the back, nothing on the front. It's just, you look at the card and you tell me how old it is. And finally, a while back, across my desk came a 1934 Bible. Now, I had this Bible, and it's been long sold, so I don't actually have the Bible right now to share with you. But it was not 1934. My apologies. A 1734 Bible. That's a 1734 Bible. So it had some age on it. It was an older Bible. But within this 1734 Bible, and I know nothing about needlework, but was this little patch of needlework. It's not too elaborate. It's not too fancy. What it is, it's got the alphabet, A through Z, and a couple little emblems at the bottom, which maybe somebody was practicing their needlework, and this was their first go. And you can tell by the look of the cloth that it's got some age to it. But again, I don't know how old it is. I'm saying I found it in the 1734 Bible. It doesn't mean it's from that old, but it is interesting. And someone, again, who might know needlework, I don't know anything about vintage needlework, if this possibly is from the 1700s. I'd be curious to know. But I've kept it all these years. I've had this for quite a while, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to share. Finally have someone to share it with. It's been sitting in my drawer for a long time. Well, that's all I have for today, and I can't wait to come back next week and do it all over again. If you have anything that you would like to share, please feel free to send it along to oldbook@ebookman.com. Again, that's oldbook@ebookman.com. Send a picture. Send a little description of what you found and where you found it, and I would be more than happy to share it with the audience. It'd be fun. I'd love to share more stuff that other people found. I know those new book dealers out there, you've got to be finding stuff too. I'm not the only one. I'd love to share some of your stuff as well. And thank you for stopping by today. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you next week. This is David from the Bookman of Orange. Goodbye.